everyone, and welcome back to the old drop frames. We're back from our little hiatus. Zeke's giving us the... Are you directing? Are you... Oh, you're giving us the finger guns. Okay, I got it. He's muted, though. He's not ready. He doesn't... He thought he was ready, but now he's good.
Are we good now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're good now.
Sorry, I was fucking with audio shit a while ago, and apparently I didn't change it back to what I was before. So, also, Max missed a great joke then that I made at his expense.
Oh, were you just talking and no one could hear you? So wait, was Max talking? Because
No,
Max was
a while
definitely
back.
talking to himself then. The entire.
I felt the joke. I didn't hear it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
It was so-so. It was okay.
No, you said something about you're using your like OBS video capture
Virtual
or something
camera,
like that. So so your alerts would pop up while we were doing the show and stuff. You said something about that, and I said, "Yeah, Mustache Rider 69," or in other gaming news, Mustache Rider 69. Subscribe to Max, so that's something we could talk about.
That's Max. Everyone knows that's Max's longest sub for sure. That's
true. Solid 102 months. Yeah.
Yep. That's him. Well, we missed a lot of news. There's been a lot of games out, so we have a lot to talk about. And then I guess games are coming out for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, so there should be a pretty there's some games coming out that have come out, will continue to come out. We'll talk about all that. Let's start with some news and just jump straight into it. The Discord stuff is done, I guess. All the talk about Xbox buying Discord, blah, 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 that we spent on here and on the internet and yada, yada. Sony is not necessarily buying Discord, but they have, what was the actual financial term?
Partnership.
It's a partnership, but they invested in the Series H round. Does anyone know what that means? Can anyone inform me what that means when it comes to investment rounds? When there's a Series A or a Series H or a... Does anyone know what that means? Is anyone smart enough to understand how this works? I don't understand anything when it comes to investment. I know there's angels that invest, just like in the outfield.
Angels do invest. Yeah.
Yeah. I know that's a thing.
It's weird that angels would get into the money market, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
But you have to keep an eye on them. You can't blink or they just consume you. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's true.
What do you know how you do this for angels in the out? Well, you can't. You do this for angels in the outfield.
It just looks so much more pathetic.
Yeah.
You know when you do this?
What do you do for angel investors? You just like throw $1 bills out or something, and then they show up. Is that how that goes? Okay. All right.
Yeah, you use your elbows to for the wings, and then
you do the money.
It's the money.
That makes sense.
Like that.
That makes sense.
It's a universal symbol.
Yeah. We're getting the financial advice from the chat. The best place for all your financial advice. It is
Dude, speaking of that,
it's the first round and subsequent afterwards is what that means. Okay. Speaking of what, Zeke?
Oh, just a little side note. If I didn't have paper hands, man, I'd be $2,000.
Oh, you sold
right now.
You fucking why did you sell?
I sold way back. Like I like
diamond hands.
Did the whole meme stock for like 2 weeks, and I was like, I lost 30% of what I put in, so I'm done. I'm good.
You gotta do diamond hands,
but
man.
Those paper hands, man, they fucked me again. They fucked me.
Yeah. It's gonna, it's gonna be $1 on Saturday, man. Elon Musk is going on SNL, and it's just gonna to the moon, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's going on SNL, that's right.
Yeah. The weird thing is you're gonna see a lot of like actual quite literal millionaires because of this, but they're just gonna be like the most non-millionaire people you would ever expect, like bought in.
Well, like Twitch streamers, essentially. The highest end of Twitch streamers.
Yes. Like there's so many people that have a shit ton of Doge that are just like, I bought it when it was 64th of a cent, and now I have 1 million Doge. Yay. It's just ridiculous.
A million Dogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 30% of a penny.
Yeah.
And I think I had like $10 worth of it or something like that.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. So cheap. Especially for all those people who are just like, whatever. It's like, I'll get like 1 million. Yeah. Or something like that. Crazy.
Yeah. I had viewers that were tweeting me how much they bought it for, then subsequently how much they sold it for as well. Kind of like what Zeke was just saying. So Paper hands, man. You guys fucked up. You gotta hold.
Totally.
You gotta hold.
Yeah.
I haven't bought.
JP, are you public with the amount of Doge that you're currently holding, or is that a?
I was at one time, and now I'm not anymore. If that means anything. So, yeah.
Okay. Well.
All
right.
Saturday's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna sell though. I will be very public. I am not selling. I am holding. I have a number in mind. I feel like there was a famous movie quote.
That was my next question.
I have a number in mind. But yeah, I have a number in mind. Whenever I will sell. And we're very far from that number, so I will hold for quite a long time, most likely. But perhaps too far. We'll see if I'm the fool in the end. Who knows?
Can you give us a multiple of how much you're up?
How much I'm up?
Yeah, like
lifetime.
100 times. Yeah, whatever.
Is that? Let me see.
I'm just curious. Like, do you know what you invested?
Can you give us like a single digit number of how many millions you'll be making?
I cannot do that. Does it tell you on here? I don't know how to do that, at least on this app. Unfortunately, I have to use Robinhood, which is just a shitty app, but that's what I bought in.
Didn't they get a lot of bad press for like a bunch of reasons back not too long ago?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, we talked about it, and there's. I mean, they deserved some of it, but a lot of it they didn't, because people didn't know like what behind the scenes, like what the actual laws and stuff they had to do.
Did you guys get Robin Hood himself on the show, or?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we got Robin Hood.
We got Harry Elway's on the show.
Yeah.
To talk about Men in Tights.
He was promoting whatever he's doing right now, and you're like, so about the investing app that what are you talking about?
It'll be pretty fucked up when this hits $1 on Saturday and everyone's trying to sell, and Robinhood's like, we crashed. You can't. It's not working.
Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? Like people were trying to sell, and they were just like,
something in the back end. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really messed up. Zeke, I looked at the estimate from around the time that I bought in. Percentage wise, I'm up about 6,000%.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
60 times your investment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's okay. I'd say it's okay investing. Could be higher, but that's okay.
It's not bad. Anyways, back to PlayStation. That's Dogecoin. By the someone, hold on. We gotta play the line. I gotta find it. Here we go. This stream is not held accountable for any falsely put forth by person or persons on purposes only. There you go. Yeah.
Just to put that into perspective, like, I've have an accountant, and I've been he is a friend of mine, and I trust him, and he's been investing my savings, my IRAs and stuff in a diverse portfolio, and an average gain per year between 8 and 10% usually. That's what I gain a year. 6,000% is how much Dogecoin went up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at it from, if you look at it from when it started, it's up 300,000%. So,
a little bit.
Yeah. Like, if you bought in a year ago, you're at 24,000% increase. 5 years ago is 300,000%. So
I remember when the Bitcoin millionaires started popping up. It was like, yeah, my grandma bought me a Bitcoin, or I used my grandma's birthday money to buy Bitcoin just to have it. I forgot I had it or whatever. Like, turns out I'm a fucking millionaire now.
Yeah, I think over the past week or maybe 2 weeks that we had the first ever crypto billionaire who's like 28. He bought or maybe founded Ethcoin, and now his portfolio is worth over $1 billion. So
a billionaire at 28. What do you?
Well, the other side of that coin is he's also the CEO of a company that sells like AI guiding systems for like cars and shit. So he's fine.
Yeah.
He had some investment from like Peter Thiel when he was like, I don't know, 21 for $100,000.
What you're telling me is that if this whole cryptocurrency thing doesn't work out for him, he'll probably still be okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah. I think he's worth like 3.2 billion or something, and he's fine. He's
That's neat.
You don't got to worry about him. You don't got to worry about him. Anyways, back to this PlayStation thing. Meanwhile, in video games.
Video games. Right. Video games.
Yeah, video games. So they're basically just saying like, yeah, we invested in Discord. We're going to have a partnership. Quote, our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network. Our goal is to bring Discord and PlayStation experiences closer together on consoles and mobile devices starting early next year, allowing friends, groups, and communities to hang out, have fun, and communicate more easily while playing games together. Excuse me. So it's about what you expected. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes me also wonder that maybe Discord didn't want to sell. They just wanted to get more investment. Like, unless Sony was like, we're not going to pay that, and Microsoft is like, we're passing, then yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Does this, I know a lot of people, at least in my chat, and we talked about it last time, were fearful of Microsoft owning another product and potentially destroying it, a la whatever product you want to throw in there that Microsoft has destroyed for you in the past couple of years. Does PlayStation investing in this, does that worry you guys at all? Or is it just like, whatever, I'm not involved in that ecosystem, it doesn't matter too much to me?
Well, since it's a partnership, that should be a lot less invasive.
Yeah.
So, I don't think we need to worry about it becoming like a PlayStation only thing kind of thing, for just a partnership thing. At least that's the guess. So
yeah,
to see.
Yeah.
I just hope it remains like free, for the lion's share of users.
I would imagine.
They don't like.
I
hope so.
Be.
Yeah.
Some sort of subscription thing or whatever to have, a Discord, whatever thing via like PlayStation. Is that what you're kind of thinking?
Yeah. Or like because they have like Discord.
Some sort of benefits there.
They have a Discord premium, right? Like, is it Nitro?
Nitro or whatever.
Nitro.
Yeah, it's Nitro. Yeah. Right. That's what I was saying. Like they might, I don't know. What if they put in a thing where people who are on Sony can get Discord Nitro at a discounted rate? How would you feel about that?
It's fine. I think.
I think a lot of people don't get Nitro anyway. So
yeah,
I think it'd be a cool thing to wrap it up with like Amazon did with the Prime Gaming subs. Like if you say like,
that'd be cool, yeah.
You get a PS Plus account, you get Nitro for free on Discord.
Yeah. That's not
a lot more use.
Absolutely, it's hilarious, or not hilarious, but it's very coincidental that we're talking about this because I held out for a long time before and didn't get Nitro and just kind of suffered the limitations of file transferring that you can do with free Discord. And last night, like I finally was just like, I really want to show people this file that I have.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll get Nitro. So I got Nitro for a year, and I'm just like,
they got you.
Yeah, I got
That's
Nitro
how they
as
get
well,
you.
just for well, it's an easier call for like, if you're a streamer with a community and stuff like that. It's still, a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, the whole stuff that they did before, where it's like us as streamers kind of help, get Discord out there and get them going. And then you think they'd have like some sort of like legacy program where it's like, if you helped from such a, you know what I mean? Whatever, something like that.
Then they just
you guys
kicked
probably
everyone off.
covered this or whatever. And then they're just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Pay the Nitro.
Unless you had a certain threshold, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I don't care about you Discord anymore. Honestly, I'm still looking at Gilded and stuff. It's not quite there yet in terms of like some features, namely Twitch ones, but they know that, and we'll see. There's some cool stuff with that.
And
they're going heavy after Discord, though. It's funny to watch. Go ahead. Sorry.
And to answer your questions, no, it's not a sex tape. It's free.
I really want people to see this.
There you go.
People need to see that.
It's a tier 3 perk.
What were you going to say, Cohh?
Oh, I was going to say, I think with the Discord stuff, it was definitely a little heavy-handed, but I think what they unfortunately did is they gave out the partnership stuff to so many people. There was a period of time, remember, at one of the Twitch things, they let in Discord partners for one of the parties, and it got overflowed completely and instantly. So they basically just let everyone in that wanted to be in, which was, maybe not the best decision. But that was the base of people that were going to buy Nitro anyway. So it's like they gave away all of the spots they did, then they monetized it. It's like, well, now everyone that would have paid for it already has it.
Yeah.
So not the best situation.
Yeah. Max, you mentioned Gilded. I have not. I have seen the screenshots of Gilded, but I've never interacted with it myself. It's fine. Is it like a proper Discord alternative?
Yeah. The only thing in it right now that I think is holding back a lot of streamers is it just doesn't like natively have like an automatic thing to have your Twitch emotes, in there. And that I believe is probably coming. They know that that's a big feature to get a lot of streamers to like switch over. But other than that, pretty much, yeah, most of the features are there and they're like free. They're not, it's like a lot of the stuff that the caps and things like that you run into a Discord with Gilded. They're like, nah, we're good. Doesn't that suck that Discord does that to you? Come on over here. Like that's pretty much the gist of all their tweets and stuff. They go pretty hard at them.
Yeah.
What's the monetization?
For what specifically?
For just
how do they make money?
Oh, that I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it's like let's get a lot of users onboarded, for free, and then we'll figure out, that later. I Barry probably knows more than that. I would imagine. Yeah. He said similar to Discord. So.
They probably sell your info.
Something. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's how most those companies make money now.
There's some neat stuff on. It's pretty good actually for like teams in terms of like scheduling stuff. So if you have like a group that works under you or whatever, a lot of people have used it specifically for that because there's like really neat calendar features and stuff in there where you can like. If you have a team that works through, I know Venalist has like, his like kind of dev team that he uses for Atlas stuff and other projects or whatever. They kind of have switched over to Gilded because of that reason. But as far as like actual just community stuff for bringing like streamers over, I think a lot of people are holding out until they get proper like Twitch integration and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like a thing that they're held up with just because you can do it by putting in like a bot or something like that, But as far as just like baked into Gilded, I could be somewhat wrong on this. There's a margin of error, but that is still something that a lot of people have been waiting for Gilded. And that's kind of like a big thing that Discord has over them. And I don't know if that's like because of like a money thing where Discord's like, hey, Twitch, we've been with you for a while.
I don't think it is. That stuff is mostly.
I don't think so, but
I think that's just an API that is pretty public.
Well, if it was just something as simple as that, like, why wouldn't it already be in there? You know what I mean? Like they'd have to know.
Yeah.
It seems weird that it wouldn't be just natively in there, but
I'm waiting
my
for Barry
limited
to tell
knowledge
us
of it.
Yeah, Barry's probably going to drop.
I could be
the
talking
API
out my
knowledge.
ass right now. Barry can correct me at any time.
Yeah. Or now he's not going to. He's just going to make us all look like fools. That's the Barry way.
Whatever. That's just default. That's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Discord, PlayStation partnership. Won't see anything out of it probably till early next year. But that's a thing. Yep. There's Barry typing the smiley face. We're moving on. Barry. What else?
Speaking of PlayStation, just real quick, if I may do a non sequitur.
Sure.
Finally.
Oh, you got
I've
one.
joined you.
Hey, nice.
Hey, wait,
I finally have one.
I'm
Nice.
actually very curious. How did you get it? What'd you do? Because my brother is trying to get one as well, and I'm trying to help him out.
Honestly, I put out like I said it a couple times on my stream. I think I may have said it on Twitter or something, but I was like, I'm looking for a PS5. I don't want to go to scalpers and no one's in stock. If you got a line on one, let me know.
Yeah.
And someone was kind enough to drop me an email going like, we have some stock where I'm at. If you want me to buy it and send it to you. And I said, yeah, I'll pay for it and shipping and stuff. And sure enough, it took some back and forth, and they had to trust me. Like they had to be like you have to send it to me first. I have to make sure it's in there, make sure it's new, make sure it works.
To make sure you're not getting scammed.
That's fair.
And then I'm gonna send you the money. If that's cool with you, then please, I would like a PlayStation very much.
Sure.
And just got here yesterday.
You need to verify, right? Like you're pretty public entity in the gaming space. It would be pretty messed up for you to scam somebody. So there's a little bit more guarantee than like your average Joe trying to just buy a PS5, I would imagine.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Plus you sent him the sex tape, which was nice.
that was what was being sent last night on Discord, yeah.
You put it together, Max. Good job. You solved that. Man. Good job, buddy. Good job. You're like fucking Sherlock Holmes.
No slouch on this show.
What else do we have in the news? There's kind of a bigger encompassing piece of news here, but this trial started between Epic and Apple, and I feel like every single day there's just like fun little tidbits of news coming out of that in terms of things that have never been public.
Court documents.
Yeah. When it comes to the money and like how the game industry works, and there's been some interesting emails to come out of there where like Epic is kind of tossing their junk around and saying like, well, you better fucking respect us. Like I could envision this working this way and blah, blah. It's just been fun to read. There's a lot of nonsense out there. One of the interesting things, because I feel like on this show, I always bring up the opposite where mobile is like the king when it comes to making money every single year. One of the more interesting things to come out of this was that Fortnite has made most of its money on PlayStation and not iOS, which I guess makes sense when you kind of think about Fortnite in general. I think mobile is still king, but the numbers, if I can find them quickly in this article, are almost 40% for PlayStation in terms of the market share. iOS revenue was 5.8%, 24% for Xbox, and 40% for PlayStation. Of course, you factor in the idea that it hasn't been on iOS for quite some time. But yeah, I guess that's still the PS4 world when it comes to how many fucking PS4s they've sold last generation and how many people have those and how many people are playing Fortnite on it. But there's a lot of stuff coming out of that. Have either of you or any of you been following the Epic Apple? There's so much to follow. I feel like there's like 20 different articles coming out.
It's been going for a bit too, right?
Started on Monday. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they even before that though, they had like butting heads before in the past. I don't know if this is like new stuff.
Yeah.
Or is it a continuation?
This is the actual
this
like
is the
public
public
stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Right,
the public court stuff. They've been for months now though. Like Epic basically went around the Apple TOS for the store by putting charge stuff in there that bypassed their percentage, and then Apple pulled them, and then it's been, Epic went on this big crusade, like we're standing up for everyone who's getting ripped off by Apple, and Apple's like, we're ripping you off. It's right there. And, so
that was what they said, but it's really just like, hey, we kind of just bypassed the stuff that was in like the terms to be on Apple, and then
but it's
Apple
not fair.
was like, hey, but it's not fair for the little guys, everyone.
Yeah, it's all about the little guys.
It's been interesting to just watch like and hear. I haven't been actively following it, but I guess now you're
it's
saying
so hard.
It's at the point where it's public court stuff. So
yeah,
they're at that point now.
Jeff Keighley's actually been streaming the audio from the court every single day on like, I think it's on the Game Awards, twitch.tv/game. The Game Awards is where it's been streaming. And there's just small tidbits. One of them, court filing in Epic versus Apple reveals Stalker 2 is a 3-month Xbox console exclusive. So that got leaked out. I think that doesn't matter though, because it's still PC. So play it on PC. Sony had a cross-play revenue share agreement where some partners had to pay royalty to Sony to offset the reduction in revenue from enabling cross-play. That was a big deal when that launched. I think that came from the Epic. Yeah, that came from the court cases or the public stuff. What was that?
It's hard to feel any sort of like, how do you back Apple or back Epic in this? They're both
wars.
juggernauts.
Yeah.
It's just a corpo war right now. So everybody just kind of watches and it's like, right? Like, that's kind of where my head's at. You have the Epic that's what, like backed by Tencent and all that stuff, and this massive thing in conglomerate. And then the other side of it is like, okay, the Epic that I can give them kudos for is just like paying devs for exclusivity. People bitch about exclusivity, but when you're a dev, getting to guarantee that you're going to pay your entire staff and all that stuff, and you don't have to worry about that stress is gone. Like, I can understand that. That's cool, right? I can get down behind that. But then you get this kind of stuff where it's like, all right, we're going to sidestep this little Apple monetization that was in the terms and stuff. And you're like, what are you doing, Epic? Like, you got the money to pay it.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. Especially when they take up the banner of like, it's for the little guys. Like, come on, what are you doing? We know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. One of the more...
Can you describe that? I immediately got an image. You remember that there's an older movie called Robot Jocks?
Yes.
And it's I knew Cohh would know it because he's a mech guy, but like the two like giant huge mechs like battling it out, and then one of them like falls on like an entire audience, like a stadium of audience members, just crushes them. It's like, That seems pretty appropriate for what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, we're just like somebody saying, we get to see a lot of the dirty laundry that comes out of
Yes.
these big companies.
It's exactly.
It seems like that's what like Jeff Keighley's been streaming, like you said, the audio from whatever.
And there's a lot. I mean, it's a courtroom. It's boring. It's very slow. It's better to catch the like news tidbits every single day as it wraps up, rather than like listen to the entire courtroom for however many hours they're just sitting there talking about a lot of shit. It's quite boring. One of the other fun things that came out was the price that devs made on the free Epic games and how much they got, how many copies were grabbed for the first 9 months all the way to September 2019. The big winner, at least I think, no, Batman got $100,000 more. Subnautica got $1.4 million, I guess, to go over on the Epic Game Store. They generated 800. Sorry, the text is a little bit weird. 800,000 new accounts. 17% of them brand new to Epic for the first time. I think that's what buyout price means, right? Because it looks like the if I'm understanding this document correctly, the buyout price was per account, and the cost associated with those accounts. Does that? I'll just show this, and you guys can try to decipher it as well. I was having a tough time figuring out what this is the document right here that came out. And I apologize. The text is not, it's a small image. But I think, so the buyout price was 1.4 million. They had 800,000 accounts, and the Epic UA cost was $1.74. So if you do what is $1.74?
First, what does UA stand for?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's why
Good. I felt like an idiot.
A lot of this shit is just like, I don't know what any of this actually stands for. But if you
That would be,
user acquisition, okay.
That's what I was going to say just now. You took the words right out of my mouth.
That makes sense.
So when it says the Epic user acquisition cost, does that mean that it cost Epic 1.74? So for every one new Epic account that downloaded the game, they gave the devs $1.74?
If you multiply 1.74 by 804,000, you get 1.39 million, which is the buyout price. So yes, I think that's what that means, Cohh.
Wow.
So the buyout price is not a guaranteed. So it's not the buyout price plus the second number, it's the buyout price. Are all those numbers equal?
Let's do another one here. Let's do.
They look about equal now that I'm looking at them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They're all fairly equal. So
I didn't realize.
The buyout price is around. Okay.
Just as a side
Why are we doing
note,
math? I don't like it. I don't like it.
I wonder if other devs, like, since this is all out in the public and stuff, I wonder if other devs are privately talking shit to them. It's like, my game got more money.
Well, I mean, this is the type of stuff that you never would expect to ever go public, right? Like,
right? Yeah.
If I'm these devs, I'm like, come on, guys, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right. It's.
Well, do you think this is do you think this is good for the devs to go like, hey, we know we're worth at least as much as this. Like, our numbers have shown that like our game is just as sellable as, or more sellable than this game. So maybe you should give us more money.
I would imagine that's what happens already.
This is all kind of weird and skewed because if you think about it, like it's more of not necessarily the value of the game, but more the PR behind the product, because you're talking about free here. So all of these people went out and got the game for free.
Right.
So Subnautica was like a huge name. A lot of people knew about it. So when people heard they could get it for free, they flocked to get it, which explains the huge number there.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like they couldn't really use that value. They could say that's how popular their brand is, but not necessarily like it's not sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. It's not you can't quite compare it to normal sales. Yeah. Like
yeah.
Right.
You could definitely show interest though, in the sense
of
like, hey,
PR.
You jump into a meeting,
brand awareness.
We brought this many accounts to Epic.
Yeah, new accounts, right?
Yeah, like
that's a lot. That's a lot of new accounts.
It's still valuable. There's no question it's still valuable. It's just a different kind of value.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other big one.
I tried to. I tried
Arkham,
like.
by the way. Go ahead.
On a personal note, I tried like when Twitch Studios was still a thing, and we were going and doing interviews at different cons and PAXs and whatnot. It's hard to. You can't put it in hard numbers of like visibility, hype, and shit like that. Like just being at these events, like you're like people see us. People think like maybe there's not like a million viewers watching it, but like you try to explain to them like this is like an overall gain, but I can't show you numbers about it.
Right. Yeah. It's tough in a lot of ways. Batman Arkham was the one that came out on top with 1.5 million, generated 613,000 new accounts. The one that was kind of weird was NieR Zero. It got 1 million, brought in 200,000 accounts. It's like it's like an RPG XCOM, more RPG than XCOM.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
It has a following in Europe because it wasn't a tabletop RPG of some note.
Oh, okay.
For a long time. It has a legacy behind it.
It's also a lot newer.
That's true. Yeah. So a lot of dirty laundry coming out, and we'll most likely continue to come out for this. If you can find this list if you're at all curious or want to dive into the numbers more. Out there on the internet, just search for I don't know, court case Epic versus Apple. There's a shit ton of different information.
Reddit threads on this sort of stuff's got to be insane.
Oh yeah,
endless threads.
Yes, people are having a very fun time picking all this shit apart. Trying to see if there was. I thought that there was one more big thing that came out of that. Fortnite made greater than 9 billion in earnings in its first 2 years, which is kind of just a fun number to consider.
Whew.
Yeah,
kind of successful.
Yeah. Epic expects
isn't that a free game?
How does that work? Epic expects Epic Game Store to be profitable by 2024, which we'll see. What else? I think that's all the big stuff that came out thus far. And then there's a ton of like smaller things that have come from that, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it.
That's so crazy to like. It's so normal for us to, especially people who maybe didn't know about like Epic and whatever before. They were still a big company, but like prior to Fortnite, and Fortnite was just this game that was like an adventure thing where you're like building stuff and scrapping stuff together. And for the longest time, you didn't even know when it was coming out. They kept showing it at every E3 and every like PAX and stuff. And you're like, it's still, and then they went dark for a while. And now it's just this fucking juggernaut. It's so crazy to see. Who could have ever predicted that? And now it's like 9.9 billion.
Yeah.
Jesus
Now
Christ.
they're buying malls to turn them into campuses.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Entire malls to have a campus now
Yeah.
as a result of this game.
Yeah.
Just wild.
Here's another fun one. Epic paid $146 million for Borderlands 3 PC timed exclusivity on the EGS.
How much?
146 million is what they paid. Now I look at that and is that what does that face represent, Cohh? Because that's in a weird way
that's a huge amount of money.
It's a lot of money, but I mean, what does that game generally make? Like, I wonder what that game's actually sold. It sounds like a bad deal.
I just think about how much better Subnautica is than that game, and it makes me hurt a little inside.
True. They paid too much for
nearly
it.
8 million units. So 8 million units times how much? It was full price, right?
Yeah, $60 probably.
60.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 sold 8 million units.
Yep.
Which is a pretty good amount in general.
That's way more than 120-ish million.
Yeah.
Exclusivity.
That's what I think.
Did you guys finish Borderlands 3? I never beat it.
Yep. It was fine.
Was it good? I got very like meh on that sidebar, but
it was fine.
That's how I felt about the whole thing, pretty much. I was. What's kind of funny is the story of Borderlands 3 hints at something more interesting happening, and then takes the absolute least resistant path, and then just finishes like totally how you'd expect, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. I was just curious what you guys' take on it was, because that's how I was. It pittered out for me. But anyways, back to
apparently the DLC is much better though. A lot of people are saying the DLC is a lot better. So
I saw
that's
Gastallion
good.
say that the DLC is really good. So yeah. I wasn't super hooked to like jump back in to begin with, but it was all right.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that felt that way.
No. I think
I was going to do 100% and ended up like stopping. I finished the main story and was like, I just don't care enough to finish this. Yeah. I'd rather do something else.
Yeah.
Back to Epic and Subnautica and money.
Yes,
makes sense. Well, not so much Epic, but now it's time for our weekly minute of shitting on Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard Q1 2021 financials. Yeah, Shitavision. Blizzard has lost almost 29% of its overall active player base in the past 3 years, but the revenues are up across the board. So it's an interesting thing. When it comes
a weird
to that.
Figure. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, I look at that and I say, yeah, people stop playing WoW, but people also continue to spend money on Call of Duty. So I guess that makes sense. When you throw MTX into those games, right? Like people are going to buy the MTX and revenues will go up. That's why companies put MTX into games because people will buy it.
Warzone is still too damn big for what that game is. Jesus Christ.
It's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. So big that there was another bit of news that now I think every Activision dev studio is working on Call of Duty now. They're not focused on any other games except for Call of Duty at this point. So
imagine being a dev who's like excited to work on like these different creative projects and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, I just got my let's paint a picture. Greg just got a job years back to work for Activision, whatever, and he was stoked on the project that he's working on, and then they just shift everything. Like, now you work on these guns and the texture. Okay?
Just this gun.
Shut up, Greg. This is how the games industry works, god damn it.
It's true.
And now Greg is just sad.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Poor Greg. Sad times for Greg. Halo the Master Chief Collection has had more than 10 million players on PC, which has me excited for Infinite whenever it actually ships, because it seems like it'll have a pretty healthy player base. Max, when was the last time you played Halo? I think out of the four of us, you're probably
zoned out. How did we get to Halo?
Just more. They've got 10 million players on PC. Was the news bit.
I haven't played it for a bit. I actually wanted to play it.
A couple months ago, right?
Yeah, not super long ago, a number of months back, but I wanted to play it again. There's still like a lot of value there for somebody who like me, because I got my start with like Halo way back when. I'm not going to give you like a long drawn out story, but just, the custom games on there and being able to play it on PC with like the high frame rate and stuff is pretty cool. As far as the new Halo, I have not zero interest, but I'm not hopeful.
Really?
It looked terrible when they showed it. Like it looked so generic and boring.
I haven't.
And that was, they're like, we're about to release, and everyone was like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
So they pulled like a new world in a lot of ways. Like, we're gonna go have a meeting real quick. We're just kidding. We're just kidding. We're not gonna launch it just yet. I was just kidding with you guys. Come on.
They've been. I've been following the Halo Infinite stuff ever since it was announced. They've done a really good job from a like community side of things, of every month giving you like very detailed updates on what you can expect in the game, and doing like Q&As with all the developers and giving like actually meaningful answers. I think they showed all of the like PC options that are coming out, and they're like doing full widescreen and or full ultra and
full
super
widescreen,
like 32 by 9 or whatever the fuck the crazy resolution is, ultra widescreen. So a bunch of different stuff has been talked about for that, but they haven't really shown any actual footage. It's just usually,
well, until they show actual footage, I don't care about these meetings. I mean, nothing to me.
Yeah,
that's nice that they're doing that, I guess, for the people that want to hear those constant updates and stuff.
They're like full hour-long videos. Like they're not even, they didn't condense them at all. It's just like a straight up, like, here's an hour-long video of us talking to the devs.
Zack Snyder cut updates.
Yeah.
Where it's just 4 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Halo's still neat in the sense of like, doing custom games on Halo 3 and 2, I guess, but 3 is part where custom games got like real crazy. That's still fun to do, like community night, things.
Yeah. We'll see. Cool. I definitely want to see more of whatever that game has turned into over the past months / soon to be year. What else do we got news? Stadia product head John Justice has left Google. I don't understand how that company, like, how is Stadia still a thing?
Justice?
John Justice, that's his name. Great
John
name.
Justice.
That's a great name.
I've left
to fight
Google.
crime.
Yeah, to pursue my life as a night vigilante.
I'm trying to see if there's any more information
Hey,
about him.
you know what? He's got the money from Google. He could become today's Batman if he really wanted.
So what do you think about doing next, John? I'm going to become a knight.
Oh,
Just a knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sword and shield shit. It's gonna be awesome. Dude, if I was John Justice, God, that's such a great name. John
Yeah.
Justice.
I like
Better a porn name.
Jingleheimer.
that'd be a good porn name. Yeah. How long do you think until we see a Stadia is being shut down by Google?
I think it got shut down a year ago, and they're just dragging it out.
You think? You think they're just like
dude.
those subscriptions?
I think the writing on the wall was the first party dissolution when they were basically like, yeah, you know what, we're not going to make any more Stadia games.
Yeah,
we're just gonna let it simmer a bit. I think that was like we talked about this back then. I think that was it. That was the public, like, we're giving up on this. We're done. Like we were going to try to push this. We were going to try to make it a system, but now we're just going to like keep it around and see if something happens because we spent so much money on it. And now this guy's leaving, and it's just like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's the writing was on the wall then, and it's just a slow death at this point.
Yeah.
Aren't there like Olympic stadiums out there that got built and they reused for the Olympics, and then they just stood there like empty?
Yeah,
that's kind of what it feels like. It's like
for the Olympics. Yep.
It is a huge structure that they spent a whole bunch of money on, and now it's just a fucking eyesore. You know, it's like Google Stadia just kind of like sitting there like a turd. Just I don't want to tear it down.
I definitely drank the Kool-Aid, right? Like I wanted to see it. I remember when it was all announced, we were like, guys, this could be fucking huge. I mean, if it works, blah blah blah. And then it came out, and I was just like, oh. I don't even think we talked about. I think maybe we spent 5 or 10 minutes on this show talking about it. And I think maybe we
had Rami on one of the shows.
Yeah,
and we talked about like the performance and stuff, and how the big thing was just some people it was working for, but others it wasn't.
Yeah.
And for those that it didn't work on, if you didn't have that perfect one to like connected feeling that you get with it's trash essentially. It has all the exact same problems of the multiple failed ventures that came before it.
Yeah.
Google for some reason thought they would just magically fix. And what do you know? They didn't.
Yeah.
So that was everybody's arguing point too. It's like, but it's Google now. They can really get behind it and work out those kinks. This is what they do, you know?
Yeah.
And Google doesn't magically improve like the world's infrastructure. That's the problem. It doesn't matter how good Google is.
And
like,
they tried.
You can't put more water through a hose than it's going to take. End of story. So it's like.
That was always my thought too. Like, that seems like a pretty big problem to solve. I know it's Google, but it's like you said, you can't magically fix everybody's infrastructure like that and just have a solid net and connection to make that the same experience as playing, a game traditionally.
Yeah. They definitely tried, right? Like Google Fiber tried to get into a lot of cities, and then the government
and the private industry was having none of that shit.
Lobbied the fuck out of it and said, like, get out of our cities.
They built walls so fast, like around every single, and like,
I'll never forget
everything.
When I moved back to San Antonio, I moved into a portion of the town that was like going to get Google Fiber. And I moved, 6 months went by, nothing. A year went by, nothing. They came out and finally said that the reason, and then they announced that like they're pulling back. Google announced that they're pulling back from San Antonio when it comes to Google Fiber. And the reason was that they had to, in San Antonio, they had to make this like fiber hut is what they called it, which was just it was a small little building that would have to go in kind of like the center of neighborhoods or something like that to help facilitate the Google Fiber for that neighborhood. And so they wanted to put this hut in kind of like this park that existed in this neighborhood. And Time Warner lobbied all of the old people in the neighborhood to go to the news and say, we don't want this fucking hut in I don't want to see this eyesore in our park. Get this shit out of here. And so they lobbied them. The government said, hey, you can't do this anymore. And Google said, you know what? Fuck you guys. And just left. They were just done. And it's just like, come on, man.
By the 500th time that's happened in cities across the United States, they were just like, you know what, America?
We're done.
No.
Yeah.
You. Yeah. No good internet for you. We're going to go build stadium.
Yep. That's where they spent their money. And that didn't go.
And like a year later, they were, I know. A year later, then they were just like, should have stuck with the internet.
Yeah. It's tough, man. American internet.
Isn't that funny that like
sucks.
Time Warner and all that stuff, like all the big old, internet provider companies lobby to get old people to literally fight against cheaper internet?
Because they don't. I mean, they don't understand.
Because they have no idea. Like, yeah.
Well,
That's
I mean,
so funny.
If you really want to get into it, then if you look at the who was the Ajit Pai or whatever,
Time Warner.
Yeah, when Ajit Pai got into, I'm saying his name completely wrong, but I frankly don't care because he's a complete piece of shit. When he got into the government on like the stage that he did, he was just a massive lobbyist for like all of the ISPs in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like how
it was like a Trojan horse for the ISP.
Yeah, it's like where everyone in like the understanding world is just looking at this guy like, how's this? What the fuck is this guy doing? Like, get him out of here. And everyone else is just like, oh, he's smiling. He's got a good smile. I like that guy. I think he's doing great work. So it's a nightmare. It'll probably never get better.
Every picture of him had like the most shit-eating grin, just like.
Yeah, it's probably because his fucking pockets were just stuffed with money. Like he just walked. He didn't have a wallet. He just had like mounds of $100 bills.
You smile a lot when you got that much money lying in your pockets.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah.
Why, this guy's so happy. I don't understand why he's so happy. I like him.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
He's just like, I just do what I'm told. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus fuck.
Get all the money.
Yeah, and now since he has been out of the government, he already got a brand new lobbyist job. So
of course he did.
Fuck that guy. What else do we have? So I need clarification from chat on this because I saw this a handful of days ago, but I didn't see if it was confirmed and or falsified. Battlefield 6 had some screenshots leak that were very early in whatever that game is, but I don't know if they were actually like a bunch of people said that they were real, but EA didn't say that they were real, so it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if they're real. But it was definitely a near future Battlefield. It wasn't a future Battlefield but it was a near future Battlefield. Like 2030, 2040. So it looked interesting, but there wasn't a fucking mech walking around that I saw. So we'll see. Yeah. Okay, a couple of people in chat are saying that some industry folk are saying that it's coming out this year, and yeah, I don't want to show the screenshots because they were leaked. I don't feel like being DMCA'd. But
wait, 6? So they went like
one.
Wasn't what?
They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6. Well, no, they went 1942, 2, 3, Bad Company, 2142, 4, 5. 1, 6, I think is how that went. I think is their naming scheme. At some point, you really just have to give it to Square Enix for just being like, all right, guys, we're going to put out Final Fantasies, and there's going to be a new number after every one, and that's it. That's all we're going to do.
Yeah, I know. We're going to make this real easy.
Yeah. Well, they got
like Roman numerals because we got some Roman numerals.
They got a little loosey-goosey with it. Everyone, they would do like 10-2, and yeah. So.
The bad companies. Yeah, I can't forget the bad companies.
Yeah, bad companies.
The leaks say it will just be called Battlefield. No. No way.
I don't think they maybe.
Oh God.
The screenshots do look like there's a Wake Island from the looks of it. So great.
Always a classic.
Yeah, they've got that. What else is there? There's what looks to be a shuttle shooting off to space, and like a helicopter cockpit, from the looks of that one. These are just upscaled versions of the game. Yeah, it just looks near future. So I hope they get back on track. I've always enjoyed a Battlefield.
Neat. I like a Battlefield.
Yeah,
4 was fun. 4 was a lot of fun.
4 and 2. I spent so much time on Karkland in 2 when I was a kid, just hours upon hours upon hours. Well, I actually went back and played 4 like 3 or 4 months ago with Jericho and a handful of his friends. It was fine until those pilots showed up, and then it was not fun. Yeah. As soon as a good pilot showed up, we were just like, all right, well, let's never play this game again because we're not doing fun. I haven't seen anyone. I've just been killed by the same pilot over and 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 over.
We were talking about playing some Bad Company to spin that up, like with the late shift dudes.
Yeah,
we were gonna do that with like a server and stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll let you know. It's Bad Company. That's always a soft spot for me. That game was awesome.
It's good. They're a lot of fun. And I'm sure they would be now as well, that you can like max them out and get crazy amount of FPS in them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Circling back over to Activision Blizzard for just 1 second. About a week old news, not necessarily much news here. I just think it's funny that this is what they decided to push out there. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick cut his salary and bonus by 50%. Sorry, Bobby. You're really taking one for the team there. Now earning $500 million instead of
it's about the little guys, JP. If we've learned anything, it's about the little guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's just not fair.
He'll get it back at the end of the year, which they won't talk about his bonus that he got or some shit.
It's about the people.
Yeah.
Well, I took the half cut of $1 billion. All right.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. E3 news, Konami is not going to be there. They have put out a statement about 4 days ago that says, due to timing, we will not be ready to present at E3 this year. We want to reassure our fans that we are in deep development on a number of key projects, so please stay tuned for some updates in the coming months. We're not participating this year. We have a great respect for the ESA and know that 2021 will be a great success. We will continue to support the ESA and wish the best to all participants at this year's show. So, no pachinko machines at E3.
I was going to say, do they have anything to show even? Like, does anyone care that Konami's not there? Maybe I'm just ignorant on what they have now.
They got a lot of great IP. They own Castlevania still. I'd love to see a great Castlevania game. That'd be awesome. But
that would be cool.
Yeah.
But outside of stuff like that,
we would like to announce Elden Ring pachinko.
That's right.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
There's like a guy in the back.
Woohoo! Yeah, I know, right?
They hired the guys from the Bethesda conference just screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paid audience members.
Oh, apparently I didn't realize that they released the Contra IP. That's interesting. According to someone in chat. But yeah, like they still have Metal Gear locked up. There's been a couple of rumors of Metal Gear 1 being remade for the PlayStation. So like maybe that and perhaps a Castlevania is what they're working on, but yeah, they won't be at E3. They'll be there later. So that's that. Cohh, you might know more information about this. I only know the headline. So the director of Witcher left because of bullying claims or what happened?
Okay, so basically there was the headline was game director of Witcher 3 leaves CDPR. So of course everyone was like, "Oh god, it's cyberpunk, terrible, like he's probably in protest, it's horrible and everything."
Yeah.
And then you look a little bit deeper into it and it's like what basically happened was he got formally accused of bullying in the company. They went through a long, arduous process of seeing if that was true. It came to light that we don't know if it was true or not, but it came to light that they weren't going to do anything about it. They said, okay, we've done the formal look through your activity and your behavior, and we are not going to do anything about it. And he was like, well, it's super toxic now, so I'm leaving anyway.
Okay.
Sorry about all the bad vibes I brought. My bad.
Gotcha.
So it was not quite a
it's not,
resigning in protest or anything like that. It sounds like a bad situation that was just not going to be fixed.
Yeah.
At bad workplace environment.
Yeah. Sounds not good is what that sounds. There's not a
Sounds
good
like not good.
There's
That's
not
right.
a good facet to any side of that. Yeah, just bad.
Yep.
Bad. Yeah. One of these days we'll get some good news coming out of CDPR. They could really use a win right now. But we'll see.
I'm hoping the 1.2 patch for Cyberpunk fixed a lot of stuff. Definitely helped tighten up the foundation. Hopefully after a few patches that actually make the game like better, we'll be able to talk about it a bit more favorably.
Yeah.
Next week in the news, CDPR is giving bicycles to orphans. All right. Good work, guys.
I mean, fucking really, dude.
And then the following week would be like, the bicycles that were given to the orphans had defective wheels. Many orphans were hurt.
They were all painted in what is this? Lead paint, and all the orphans have cancer now? Is that what? Am I hearing this right?
It turns out we didn't get the whole story. They were exercise bicycles.
Orphans' hospitalization rates have skyrocketed as a result of the CD Projekt Red.
Good God. That's some dark humor.
Oh Lord. They really can't. They really just can't win right now.
No.
And then of course, well, let's balance the bad PR with even more bad PR.
Sure.
So what they did was the official, like, what is it, shareholder meeting or whatever went out for CDPR.
Yeah.
And it came to light that like basically the big profit pool is as they normally do, which was their excuse, is being split down the middle, and like the big wigs are getting like millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like I think one of the lead dude, the dude that was, I'm pretty sure, the face of like, we're sorry,
Marcel.
I'm pretty sure that guy got like $7 million in bonuses. So it was, and then of course, like the question was brought up kind of like, so, you know, we noticed you're getting these huge bonuses, even though the project was not, you know, had some issues on release and everything. And his excuse was basically just like, oh, this is how we've always done it this way.
Nice.
And then that was it. Like, oh yeah, we're not changing anything because that's how we've always done it. So we always get big bonuses. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Sick.
Yeah. Jeez. Old CDPR. Well, not old CDPR, I should say. New CDPR. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It's
Yeah.
very unfortunate. You'd think with such an unnormal release as Cyberpunk that maybe they could unnormal the bonuses a bit towards the people who, you know, in the trenches and working their ass off trying to make it better. And yeah.
Look, really, when I have shitty streams and I do a bad job streaming, people just don't give me money as much, and it's just strange.
It's true.
And when that happens, now I'm just gonna be like, guys, this is how we've always done things. Just give me money. Like, I know I didn't stream the last 5 days, but come on, this is how we've always done things.
That's the good line. That's how.
Where the hell are my tips?
It's true. I see someone in chat making the point they still made money. That's true, but the thing is here's the thing. The difference for these bigwigs is the difference between their bonuses being like 7 million or 10 million, right? It's all obscene. Yeah. So if the bigwigs hadn't have screwed up the release so much, then that bonus pool would have been a lot bigger. And even though they would have gotten a lot bigger bonuses, all the people down on the other side would have gotten significantly larger bonuses for their, you know, for that perspective.
Right.
So that's what sucks about it. What sucks about it is the bigwigs are still getting obscene stuff, and the people that would have gotten much bigger bonuses and are now getting, like, I think what is it? Jason may have written an article or something. Like they were expecting like 6-figure bonuses, and some people got like low 20s and stuff like that. They would have gotten much bigger bonuses for this stuff. So that's where it sucks. Like the bad decision of the top has zero ramifications for them and is only affecting in this huge way the other side. So it's really, really unfortunate.
Capitalism.
And for the record, people are like, I mean 20K for the record. And we're talking about a game that a lot of these people worked on for like 5+ years. So that's, you know, they were expecting, this was supposed to be the RPG of the freaking century. And they were expecting and being told that that's what was going to happen. And then all of a sudden this comes around, the bigwigs screw everything up. And then they're just like, oh, well, you're not going to get nearly as big of a bonus as you were hoping. Like insult to injury, man. That is so messed up. That is so horribly messed up to do to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, they gotta fuel their yachts. All right. I don't know if you've ever tried to do that, Cohh, but it's expensive. All right.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 of them. I know.
It's a lot to fuel. You know, a lot of money.
The gold plating really weighs it down. I mean, it makes it makes it even less fuel efficient.
Well,
so.
and plus you're the asshole with the long name, right? Like Cohh Carnage in gold across the yacht. That's so much gold.
That's like so to 2020. It's platinum now.
Oh,
I had it
refaced. Well, no wonder. That's just so much money.
Which is even heavier, I might add.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were going with carbonite, but I guess platinum's cool too.
Carbonite? What do you think? I'm Bill Gates or wooing him?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Wait, have you guys followed the Bill Gates divorce thing? Is that being split?
He's getting a divorce?
Yeah.
What? That's
They announced like yesterday.
Yeah.
That was the or wooing him thing. Yeah, he got I think they announced yesterday that him and Melinda Gates are splitting.
Oh, so it is being split. They're going 50-50. Okay.
Damn, son. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They've been together for a long time.
Almost 30 years.
It said like 30 years. Yeah, it's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what? She earned that money. Woo! Get it, girl.
It's also just weird that we're like, oh yeah, Bill Gates getting a divorce. Like, why is that news? It's just
I mean,
I brought it up, but I'm also at the same time, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, no one cares. Like, it's an odd thing. It's an odd thing.
Well, I think he's finally able to, like, they cracked the AI code, and now he's just making himself a wife.
Is that what
from the ground up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how much money he has.
He finished like he was Iron Manning for a while, where he was just like in his workshop, and then he's like, "Honey, I'll just let her tell her. Go ahead, can you tell her for me?" And then he left the room.
He just walked out.
Bitch, bye.
Oh man. What else is there? Not necessarily news, but there is a new and much easier way to DMCA on Twitch now. You can now, I don't know why I'm doing this. You can now go to twitch.tv/copyright-claims instead of mailing in your DMCA claims to whatever the former email is.
Fast-tracked it.
It's been fast-tracked.
Great.
Stop talking. Why are you saying this?
Well, I look at this. I look at this as like.
If you'll notice, there's a new button next to "Not Interested." That button is DMCA me, and it's a button you can click if.
I look at this as like some sort of peace offering to the record labels, but that's maybe way too much. Trying to find the good side of the coin. There's probably no good side to this. This is probably like, hey, you either do this or we're gonna like actually fucking file some proper lawsuits from the record companies, because I think prior to this, you actually had to send in an email to a email account that was registered at like Twitch, and like that's how DMCA claims were done. And now there's like a proper form that does require a Twitch account to do it, but you can add I'm looking at it right now. You can add the URL to be removed. You can describe the copyrighted work. Which of these best describes the copyrighted work? It has all the contact information.
Oh, wait a second. Is this for big companies or is this for like emote artists and people like that?
I mean, it's for all. Like it's all the same path, but yes.
That actually could be like that's not bad.
Right. Yeah.
There's an easy way for like smaller artists and stuff to be able to take control of their work and copyright. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There are some actual uses for it when it comes to the Twitch community and not necessarily the multi-million-dollar record label company.
I'm sure the multi-million-dollar people have their own ways to get their DMCA requests in with Twitch. I doubt they're logging into the Twitch portal and submitting them there.
I gotta create a Twitch account, Bob. Are you still want to do this?
You want to make it universal_Brian? Because that's my what should we call it? What email should we use?
Do you want to add the 420? It's the 69 also is good in the usernames. We see that one a lot.
I heard that's very popular. They may take us more seriously if we speak their language.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a thing. You can go check it out if you want to see the forum for yourself. And then there's a handful of trailers. We probably won't watch them in full. This is more just the type of thing of like, hey, did you guys see this? Did you guys see this Ratchet and Clank shit? Because holy fuck, this looks remarkable. This was from the State of Play last Thursday. There is a specific scene in here that the first words out of my mouth were Cyberpunk wishes it looked this good, and it's this very scene. Like, that is
beautiful,
fucking remarkable.
That's really
looking.
nice.
Insomniac's always done this with Ratchet and Clank with like the
called
PS3.
Nefarious City. Oh, I love
I
it.
was gonna say he's in Nefarious City. You better watch his ass.
He is, yeah.
Really nice though. Look at, he hasn't been assaulted once. No one's mugged him.
Yeah.
Is it that nefarious?
It's true. That's
Although this robot, I don't know what the hell this robot's doing right now.
Have you played the other Ratchet and Clanks, Max?
Sometime.
Do you remember
Yeah, loosely.
Do you remember Mr. Zorbo? Mr. Fuck, I'm forgetting his name. If you don't remember his
Kevin
name.
Sorbo?
No, not Kevin Sorbo. we don't talk about
Hercules?
Kevin Sorbo anymore. That guy's a piece of shit.
Now, if he was there, it would start to make sense why it's called Nefarious.
It's Mr. Zircon. That's who it is. This is Mrs. Zircon because this is an alternate reality.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging, Max.
Oh shit! Is it this way? Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Aha!
Yeah,
You guys
whatever we did.
You can't high five. There's a wall, an invisible wall between the two of you.
Blocked by time and space.
Yeah,
it
you'll never
reminds
break
it reminds me of our RP show, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, I went the wrong way, didn't I? Which, damn it, whatever.
Oh, you went
You went the right way.
This looks great.
Yeah. No, this game looks. It's one of those.
Ever since I saw that trailer where like they were literally just going through the portals and it was just seamless and shit, and it's just
yeah,
looks so good.
This, along with playing Returnal, which we'll talk about later in the show, is like, okay, this is like actually next gen, right? Like this is what games are going to look like in terms of fidelity and all that stuff. It also has me worried that like there's no way that this took a short amount of time to do in terms of how good this looks, in terms of how well this is animated, and it also makes me worry that like development times of games are just going to be astronomical because of how high fidelity this is. But yeah, it's very impressive stuff. There's a full 16-minute video of it. Once they get into the actual combat of stuff, like there's that portal that Max was just referencing that you can just portal around, and they even had this right here when they're like in the middle of a boss fight.
God, that looks so good.
And then I think they just like teleport to this area, or maybe they skipped ahead or something like that. And this area was actually more impressive than the cityscape for me, because like, come on, like that just looks. That's in game. That's not like a cut.
Yeah.
That's like the fucking game. That's remarkable looking. Just looks too good.
All the little details too. You're just looking around at all the little like plants and stuff in the area, and they just.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting. When is that? Do they have like a timetable for this?
Next month.
If they're showing. Wow.
That's when this comes out. Yeah, this is like
That's exciting.
The first big full. Well, I mean, I guess Returnal was 70 as well. That's
the fact that it looks this good.
It's the first full game, and it's like, wait, Returnal's a full game. What are you saying?
The fact that it looks this good, like even just seeing it on the preview here, baked into our call. You know what I mean? Where it's not even at like the crispest, bit rate and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be really cool.
There's even like I don't know if that's coming through in the call, but you could see like the little bugs flying around in there. Super nice looking, very good looking game. You just got to be lucky and get a PS5 like our friend Zeke. He can now play this.
Yeah.
I got
is this a new character to the series?
Yeah. So this is alternate dimension Ratchet. I think her name is. They revealed her name last week, and Rivet is her name.
Rivet. Okay.
Rivet. Yeah, with a T. Because there's only
rivet, like a rivet, like a riveter. Yeah.
Yeah. Rivet. Yeah. Because Ratchet is I think the only Lombax in the universe, and this is a different universe. So I think that she is the only Lombax from her universe or something like that. I don't know. I need to replay those games. It's been a while. It's been probably 5 or 6 years. The last one came out in 2016, I guess. Then there was a movie that came out as well, which looked actually worse than the game that accompanied it. So,
they had a movie?
Yeah, they had a Ratchet and Clank movie. They did.
Huh.
I'm assuming that the Ratchet and Clank fans and community or whatever are going to be a lot better than like your average like dude bro like COD player, right? There's no like uproar backlash for playing woman, right? Like,
oh no, I didn't see any of that. Yeah.
Okay, I figured as much. I was hoping, but
there's a portal.
Do it. Do the poor.
Every time, like it's just it's a terrible world we live in, and I hate that my mind went there.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right.
You know, it's kind of crazy because when you started saying it, I was like, "Oh man, like he's gonna." And then it immediately dawned on me exactly how you finished that, where it's like, "Holy shit, that's the world we live in, where you have to actually consider that kind of stuff."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and both of you will love this as Mass Effect fans, or even Max will like this as well as Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. What?
The voice of Rivet is none other than Fem Shep herself.
Jennifer
Hey,
Hale.
cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool.
She is voicing her. I forgot about that.
Very, very.
I was gonna get the new Mass Effect, but then I heard that there wasn't a lot of but, so I've decided I'll probably wait on it.
They removed.
I decided I was gonna still get it, stream it, and then I was just gonna show more of my own ass on stream to compensate.
Do you mind if I take that? Can I
go for it?
Oh, good, because I really wanted to play it, but
a lot of dump trunks.
Just set up the butt cam right there, so every time like someone feels like they're missing out, just hit that button and
guys,
butt
come on.
cam's up.
Right.
We already have the hot tub meta. We don't need the butt cam meta. All right, we don't need to go further with this.
I mean, it's basically the same thing. You just be in your hot tub and you're like, oh, wait, you guys wait here. Let me just get something real quick. Let me just get something.
Yeah, I got to get this soda off the stream.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. There we. Sorry, I dropped my water.
Just to get back to Ratchet and Clank for a second, the Purple King from my chat said the main issue in the RNC community is that the female Lombaxes aren't supposed to have tails. But even the
that
community
sounds like a great
there to be an explanation, and that it's not a big deal. And that's a great thing. Like, nerd fight about like, excuse me, female Lombaxes are not supposed to have tails. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see that fight for sure.
Sounds great. I'm into it.
You look better with tails. Like, look.
Well,
why did it get so quiet after I said that?
Because I was thinking, my mind went to Ratchet doesn't have a tail, right?
Oh, we all know where everyone's mind went when I said that.
I was going to say, my mind went to, I had no idea it was a furry, but I could see it.
Honestly, I bet people can in chat can say where my mind went.
Sure.
Butt plugs, of course.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the given. That's the natural where that your mind goes for that kind of stuff.
The natural progression of things.
Right.
Yeah. One more video, then we'll take our break. I have not actually. I feel like we've watched this game. I got
2 bits of
news. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I've not watched too much of this game, or I feel like we've all followed this game because it's been at like a billion different conferences, but it's never been something to like win me over. But they put out some more gameplay today of Biomutant.
Oh yeah, dude.
And this game's looking kind of good.
I never heard of this game. What's this game?
Dude, okay. This game was trucking along, always kind of in the background. And then a while back they were like, look, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was delayed. Is it delayed? I don't know if it was delayed or they just said like, no, we're still working on this and it's really coming together.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah. But anyway,
kind of
they recently, just like last week, released this very cool trailer that like shows off some of the environments.
Yeah.
And man, I gotta say, that trailer sold me. If you have not heard of Biomutant, check that trailer out. There are like tons of ways to get around the world. The world is beautiful. It's super like it's very engaging. This game is shaping up to look like it is awesome. This game went quickly from like I might try it to like, oh, I'm definitely trying it. And it comes out on the 25th of this month, 20 days.
Yep.
So like in 3 weeks,
so many games coming out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, more than I even realized. Like I knew that there was like, I know. Yeah. It almost feels like we're just coming off Ratchet and Clank.
RE8 on Friday. RE8 Friday. Subnautica Below Zero on the 14th. Biomutant on the 25th. Celeste Crown of the Magister on the 29th. Chivalry 2 is the first week.
I gotta talk to you guys about that because I was
June 1st is another one.
Yeah.
Hired Gun.
Mass Effect.
Necromunda. Mass Effect.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. God, this looks really good. So this is an open world game, right?
It's on PC.
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks to be semi-open world, or maybe fully open world, but it looks to absolutely be open world in some degree.
Whoa.
You get like powers. There's tons of ways to get around the environment. There's apparently a very cool story that they're talking about. Like it's a combo system. Yeah, man, it's looking hot.
Yeah,
that's cool.
This trailer's more so than the environmental trailer is doing it for me.
Now, which one is this one you're watching? Oh, this is the gameplay
this
one?
Just came out today. Yeah, this is from Game Informer. It's a 12-minute gameplay footage. Yeah. It's called Biomutant for anyone in the chat. I see a couple people asking what this game is. Because, yeah, it does look very good.
I hadn't even heard of this a little.
A billion times better than it's looked in the past for me.
Huh.
So we'll see.
Definitely, yeah. I'll have to take a look at that.
Combat looks very cool. Lots of like split-second dodging and like slowdown effects. Very cinematic combat.
Yeah.
It can be very cool. Full level up system and stuff as well. So, yeah, man.
We will see.
Good.
Now, I'm sitting here looking at the wiki for game releases. Did Days Gone hasn't had a PC release, but it looks like they're getting one now on the 18th or whatever.
Yep. Days Gone PC on the 18th. Yep. Cool. We'll be checking that one out.
Schwell.
Yeah.
I really hope that it does super good, and then they like think about bringing the second one back. That'd be really nice.
Days Gone is one of those games where I think obviously I know you enjoyed it. I think it showed up on your Game of the Year list that year, right?
It showed up on some of the subcategories. Yeah.
Okay, it was the subcategories. Yeah. I think that you guys said that there was definitely a turning point where the game hooks you. I definitely either never saw that or it never hooked me because that was like the most lukewarm game for me to come out in recent time.
I didn't even play it. That game, like on its release though, like it kind of just came and went. Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
It did. It very much came and went.
It made like not a lot of splash.
7 hours. No, it didn't. It took me like 6 to 7 hours to get hooked. And I full disclosure, I was about to put it down. And my
that's a tough sell too, though.
Playing it for a little bit.
Yeah.
6 to 7 hours to get it going. Like that's cool that it did. I'm glad it did pick up for you. You know, for someone that did try it and was invested in it a bit. But
yeah,
it's kind of unique because what they did was they made like, and this is for me. I can't speak for everyone obviously, but like the reason that I wanted to put it down was because I found the character like so unrelatable and whiny. I actually didn't like him. And this is Sam Witwer, who, you know, is a very accomplished actor. So what's really cool is I was about to put it down because I was like, man, this guy's such a depressing downer. I'm really not, you know, I'm not enjoying just like listening to this guy complain all the time. But what's crazy is if you actually get through the game, you realize that like they just spent so much time like building up this persona at the beginning to then kind of grow throughout the rest of the game that it made the rest of the game actually really good. And it made like towards the end of the game even better. So it was, if you take the whole package, it works out really well. But just like you said, it's a really hard sell to tell people like, you're probably not going to like this dude like at all for the first 5 hours. Like it's almost,
you're not going to like it.
I mean, it's tough.
It's a rough slog for the first 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
That
and then of course it had frame rate issues. It was a super heavy aiming game on, you know, with the controller, which a lot of people like me were not super fond of. So I'm hoping on the PC with like the much better graphics. Now people know it's a journey to take. Mouse and keyboard aiming for a lot of us is a lot more smooth. I'm hoping the PC version will be really cool. Could be good. I really hope it's not like a buggy mess. That would suck so much. That's my big concern.
Horizon Zero Dawn was fine. So I feel like there's so much riding on like the PlayStation games coming to PC that they wouldn't. There's no way that they would release that if it was a buggy mess, right?
Horizon Zero Dawn was okay. It had a bumpy like few days at the beginning, but it got better.
Yeah, still never played that game.
You're right.
Yeah.
You should.
Eventually, I'll play Horizon.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's great. Now it's great on PC.
Yeah, they patched it. Yeah. Come over. You said you had 2 bits of news.
2 things. They released a gameplay demo or a gameplay trailer. Basically says what you're going to do in the game for Necromunda Hired Gun today.
Oh yeah.
If anyone is interested in that, I highly suggest checking it out. It looks to be a bounty-based, basically single-player looter shooter kind of game with skill systems and upgrades and all sorts of things. It looks like it could be really cool for those that like Warhammer, the Warhammer 40k universe. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Okay. And then the second kind of big news is Pathfinder got a release date. We are now looking at September 2nd for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which is, I know, for us RPG nerds, we are extremely excited for this one. They bumped it back a little bit past summer, like they were expecting to release it in, so they could kind of polish it and make it, you know, really good. So not only that, but Pathfinder released the 0.6 beta today. They added in a lot of stuff, including the new Crusader gameplay, which is kind of Heroes of Might and Magic-y turn-based tactics on top of the already huge Pathfinder RPG base. So it's looking pretty good.
Nice. Pretty good. That's glad to hear it. Yeah, there's some of the trailer that came out earlier today. Obviously, I think there's voiceover that's explaining what the game actually is.
Yes.
But yeah. It looks.
You get a little robo dog, and you can upgrade him. Like he starts as like a little mastiff, like an actual dog, and you can give him like metal jaws and like armor and all sorts of stuff. He has a little squeaky toy, and he goes squeak squeak, and the dog runs off and like attacks people, and you can. It seems pretty great.
It's
pretty great.
Yeah,
that's neat.
It's also one of those games that every trailer they've shown, the game looks. There's the dog.
There he is.
Every trailer they've
in
shown.
This scene, they go, and the dog's a good boy.
If this follows like proper 40K lore, this could be a really dark game.
It looks really sharp. What I'm saying,
very doomy.
Yeah,
which could be good. I mean, that could be great.
Yeah, the movement and stuff and the gunplay looks very doomy. Yeah.
A lot of loot and upgrades. Like in just a second, I think they're going to show one of the upgrade paths. Yeah, right here. Like that's the bionic legs. He's upgrading the different parts of his body. There's the dog. These guys. The weapons can all be upgraded too. And I mean, it could be cool, man. If they give enough reason to like really stick with it and do a bunch of upgrades. It looks like there's a melee system, which I didn't know about that. That seems pretty badass.
June 1st.
So yeah.
Cool.
Another game coming out in the next, few weeks.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Yeah. There's
so many they're going to slip through the cracks for me.
There is a good amount.
For everybody. Yeah. No question.
For sure.
Then we've got Hood.
Yeah.
That's another little sleeper hit. That one's coming out in just a little bit. Like I think the early access or something comes out tomorrow or Friday. Yeah.
I think it's Friday. Well, maybe tomorrow night. I don't know.
Tomorrow night, I think, is the probably the early access.
Yeah. Max, are you guys playing that?
Yeah.
I hope you guys are.
Do you have a fourth?
Okay, good.
I think so, but you know what? I'll let you know.
Yeah,
it's dependent on if Claytis is going to be around. But if you
gotcha.
if you want to put some Hood on.
Yeah, I've been following that. I'm hoping it's good. It's one of those things where the trailers are a little bit weird for it, but hopefully it's good. For those that don't know what Hood is, it is essentially a 4v4 VE. It's PvP VE. You're basically trying to steal.
It's Thief.
Yeah, it's Thief. That's better. It's
multiplayer hunt Thief.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
There's classes and stuff like that, and upgrade paths. So
looks neat.
Hopefully it'll be good. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Do you guys have any other bits of news you want to bring up before? Because we are going to take a break here in just a sec.
I got nothing.
I don't think there's anything. Oh, Resident Evil 8 reviews came out. Hey, the game's good. That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Great. They're good reviews, but they're not like
they're not glowing.
This game is a revelation reviews. Mostly like 8s out of 10s.
Yeah, I saw
9s. What I'm saying.
I saw a lot of the language was Resident Evil 8's a good game, but it's not Resident Evil 7.
Yes. I actually saw, what was it? A big YouTube, a Skill Up actually said like, and he was really, really pleased with 7. And I think he specifically said like 8 does a good job, but it doesn't quite capture the feel of 7, but it still does a good job.
I also saw
that's fine.
Yeah.
RE8 good is great. So that's okay.
Yep. I saw on Twitter it making the rounds that they didn't go into the what or what happened or whatever, but they did say that there is one scene in the game specifically that is like the moment, the high point for the game where people are like having to walk away from the computers because it's like that fucked up and scary and horrific. So I don't know what it is.
Probably another freaking torture scene, man.
Probably. Yeah.
I tell you, it's like games are trying to one up each other these days.
You're not wrong.
And I've already seen TurboLogic said there's a mod of Thomas the Train and stuff.
There's a Barney mod. Yeah.
Barney mod. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. For the demo, they made a Barney mod.
But when are we going to get the mod that turns the giant lady into the Futurama Snoo woman? That's the real question. I feel like we should be asking that question over everything else.
I don't know.
And if that isn't being made yet, I really just have her go Snoo, just like coming after you. I think that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, well, then no one finished the game.
On that.
They just allow themselves to be captured.
What do you think is going to happen with the main?
You would just okay.
What do you think is going to happen right now already? That's people are already all over it.
They're like Rorschach. Do it.
Yeah.
People are just gonna have save points for all the parts there with the vampire lady.
100%.
This is the first time I see the vampire lady,
Dude,
and this is the third time.
Look, you get COVID.
My second
and the
favorite
internet
death scene is
and
when
this.
she stabs you in the.
Yeah.
Brother, I've been stabbed by her 50 times. Get those numbers up.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh,
so that comes
man.
out Friday. Cohh, I think you're jumping into that Friday.
Oh,
Zeke, are
hell
you gonna
yeah.
wait? Are you gonna play it? What's your plan with RE8?
No, this is one of those rare times when I will play a hype game on release. I love horror titles.
Yeah.
I love the the look. I was absolutely in love with RE7. I was really hoping that it would be VR compatible, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I
Same
saw
Maybe a mod down the road.
I saw there was one reviewer that was saying like that's their biggest issue with the game is that RE7's VR was like such a transformative experience and did such a big thing
So good.
for VR and for video games that the lack of it in RE8 was a sad point for them. So
Has anyone
Agreed.
said about like the differences between getting it on PlayStation or PS5 or getting it on PC? Because I bought it on PC.
it probably looks better on PC, I would think.
I would assume so, right? I mean, even the PS5 is a workhorse and a powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's no 30.
I mean, it's a lot. It really depends on your resolution.
Yeah.
I would assume. And also,
Okay.
I mean, they're getting a lot closer these days. Obviously, it's not, like one for one, but it's a lot less of an issue these days with the PS5, with games that really take advantage of the PS5.
Yeah.
Than it is, than it has been.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I bought it I pre-ordered it for PC. And,
Dude.
and I just got my PS5. I'm like, did I make a mistake? So
Somebody
I'm glad I
got
didn't.
Somebody brought up a really good point, and especially this will factor into our Returnal discussion a lot later, though. I mean, PS5 is going to have the haptic feedback.
That's
The
what I was
PC 's
about to
not
say.
going to.
They can make
Yeah,
that real
and I mean,
fucked up.
dude.
You have a spider crawl
Returnal?
across your
Oh
controller or
god!
something.
And it like goes across your controller. You look down at your
Yeah.
hand, and all of a sudden your
I
controller.
didn't even think about that.
It could be
man,
good.
yeah. The haptics are crazy nice.
Yeah.
Crazy nice on the PS5. Surprisingly
Yeah.
mind-opening
Yeah,
nice.
Zeke,
I've
you
heard
should.
people mentioning that with like games that you can like feel like the rain kind of like.
you can do that.
know.
Returnal. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
still think, for what it's worth, Astrobot uses the controller far better than Returnal does.
That's what I heard too. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
if you want to see what the haptics can do in that controller, that Astrobot, which is baked into the PS5, right?
Yep. It comes. It's one of the games that's pre-installed. So Zeke, whenever you boot that thing up, definitely check out Astrobot. Just in the first.
I
like,
should
screen
really
alone.
check out my PS5, huh?
You don't have a PS5?
No, I haven't. It's just been in a box.
Oh, I mean,
Just
there's
sitting there.
apart from Returnal, there's
Better sell it for $2,000.
Let's go for a break.
you can spin up God of War and play it in true 4K 60 now, Max.
And you know what, chat? You won't shame me. I'm going to use it eventually. I don't give a shit. That's right. It's just sitting there doing nothing.
It's updated like God of War.
Oh yeah, it's 4K 60. They updated Ghost of Tsushima. That's 4K 60, and it's like Ghost of Tsushima is actually like if you boot that up on like a proper like OLED big TV, it's one of those things where you're just like, holy fuck! Like this came out last gen.
You get the real small mouth, like
Yeah. That's a PS4 game, and it looks that good. That's not fair, man. Yeah. No, they've updated.
No,
a lot of
I'm
games.
most excited for Demon Souls. Like to
Yep, that
finally
looks good
fire
too.
that up. I haven't played it yet, so
Very pretty game.
and
I'll
I think
use
the
my
hype has
PS5,
died
though.
down enough that I might get some viewers out of it.
Yeah, a lot of speedrunners though.
You definitely, yeah. Still, that'll be. I think you definitely will. Demon Souls is just a beautiful game to watch.
That is actually, that's
yeah.
one of the ones where I will play Demon Souls because I've never actually played Demon Souls all the way through. Like I played a little bit of it
It's
way
good.
back once upon a time, but being
Good.
able to play it with that new shine on it, and at the higher frame, it will be pretty cool. I think so.
Still the most memorable
Remake will
experience of the Souls games. Like
Yeah.
Bloodborne may be superior to all of them in every way, but like you never forget your first, man. Just jumping in Demon Souls and going, what the fuck is this? And why is it so fucking hard?
Yeah. Well, speaking of hard games, we'll talk Returnal when we come back. Me and Cohh, I think, have both played it. Code's finished it. I have not. Also, a very fucking scary game. I'll talk more about that when we come back because that game's terrifying in some parts. Anyways, more drop frames right after this. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be taking a break. We'll be back talking about all the games we've been playing this past week, in about 6 minutes. We'll see you then.
Ooh, cool. Back in just a sec, guys.